and for the Calusa Res. I met Tommy probably about 8 years ago. Him and my son Cheske used to hang out a lot, and they used to game a lot. Cheske would need a break, reality break from school and from his mom, and he would go visit Tommy. And Tommy, how old are you, Tommy?
22.
Tommy's 22, Cheske's only 17, but I loved the relationship that they had. Because Tommy didn't act like he was bigger and better than Cheske. You know, they're like brothers. You know, so we really appreciate it. Tommy's over at Sonoma State, I believe it is. He's over at Sonoma State, and he's actually a BLG. If anybody knows what a BLG is, and you can tell me, I'll give you 5 raffle tickets. Besides Law. All right, go ahead, Law. What?
A bog.
No. Anyone else? BLG. That's a good guess. That's a good guess too, but it's borderline genius. All right. So Tommy's a borderline genius. He's a mathematician or a mathlete, but he's also actually a really good basketball player as well. And he's just gonna give a little bit of a spiel, his own spiel. It's called an impromptu speech. All right. So anybody taking any speech classes in college, they're gonna have you do one of these eventually. And it's Tommy's turn. So let's get a big O for Tommy.
Hello everyone, like you said, my name is Thomas Mitchum. I went to Maidu from the Calusa Rancheria. Yeah, it kind of sprung this on me, so I'm just going to kind of wing it, guys. But just to give you some backstory, I was born in Davis, California. My childhood was not the best, but not the worst. I like to kind of complain about it or bring it up. But my mom and dad had me when they're pretty young. I think they split when I was about 2, you know, fighting for custody and all that kind of stuff. So they said childhood was kind of rough. Lived in Woodland until I was about 5, and then we moved on the reservation. So then from then on, just grew up, lived on the res. I bet all our moms were a little rough on us when we were kids, you know what I mean? And my mom was no exception. She was pretty tough on me, but luckily I had one of my grandma and my grandpa who were living in the house at the time, who were a big motivation for me, which is why I'm going to school and getting my education and doing things that I'm doing. But yeah, I guess just one thing that I want to say is that no matter where you come from, no matter where your background, no matter if you come from, you know, if you're an urban Indian or if you're on the res, or if, you know, rich, poor, any situation, you can achieve whatever it is that you want to do. For me, it was going to school. Like I said, I'm a math major. This will be my 4th year at Sonoma State. I'm applying, I'm majoring in applied and pure mathematics. I'll graduate next year with both those degrees. And then I'm going to go on to grad school and eventually get my PhD in some specific field of math. But that's the path I chose. That's what I wanted to do from when I was little. I'm dyslexic. I have learning disability. Spelling is really hard. Reading is very difficult. So school has always been a challenge. High school especially was not the greatest. I went to school at Maxwell. I got bullied a lot when I was a little kid. For my long hair, people would tease me constantly, run up, pull my hair. I remember one time I got beat up by 7 Mexicans on the playground. Not a good experience, guys. So eventually my parents decided to pull me out of Calusa, put me into Maxwell, and they were a lot nicer. This was during like junior high-ish. They were a lot nicer. A couple kids did tease me because of my long hair, but I knew who I was. I knew I was Indian and I was proud to be Indian, so I didn't let it get to me as much. But yeah, that was that part of my life. And then high school came around, and it was okay. It was boring, to be completely honest. Really small school, especially Maxwell. Calusa had a lot better educational system than we did. So high school was difficult just because it was so boring. I felt personally, I've always liked school. Like I said, me and my mom had a touchy relationship going on. I felt like she grounded me out a little too much, so I didn't like being home. I liked going to school because that was my release. I got to get away from the house, spend time with the few friends that I had, and just kind of goof off and just let off some steam. So I don't know how you guys feel about school. Raise your hand if you guys like school. Okay, a couple of you guys. Okay, yeah, okay. For me, I love school. That's my thing. You know, I could sit in the classroom for 4 hours, and that's totally fine. There's just so much in the world, whether it's learning about your language, you know, all the Indian aspects, or learning about math, science, biology, chemistry, you know, anything. The world is just filled with learning. You never stop learning. That's my passion. So, but if that's not yours, that's fine. You know, if you want to go to a trade school, you want to be a mechanic, you want to be a plumber, you want to be a carpenter, you want to do whatever it is that you want to do, that's totally fine. The way I carry myself is I tell myself to always be humble and kind, just because, you know, eventually, you know, I'll have my 2 degrees. That doesn't make me better than anybody else that doesn't have a degree. That doesn't make me smarter. That doesn't make me bring anything more to the table than anybody else. So whether you want to, like you said, be a carpenter, an electrician, do whatever you want to do, that job has value. You have value. You have worth. One of my cousins who's not here, Angel, I think he went to mechanic school, right? Yeah, so he's a mechanic. And it's really cool because we tell jokes. I could teach him to do derivatives and some calculus stuff, but that isn't going to fix my car. You know, so I give you a good long lecture on the limits and integration and all that kind of stuff, but I could not change a tire to save my life. I'm just going to sit there and just, okay, you know, well, you know, that math ain't getting me so far right now, you know what I mean? So everybody's job has value. Whatever you do in life has value, has purpose. Like I said, I could teach you about math, but can't do nothing about my car. My cousin could, hey Angel, can you come, you know, give me a jump, change my battery, you know, do this, that, and the other, because I'm kind of screwed here, but without you. But yeah, so like I said, high school was pretty boring. The only electives we had were woodshop, floral arranging, and metal shop. So high school, like I said, academic-wise, you know, I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to boast myself. Academic-wise, I felt like it was fairly easy, just because what was required was not that much. It wasn't like we had AP classes where you had to really study, you know, to get those good grades. It was legit. You kind of show up. To be honest, you just cheat, pass the worksheet around, and you're done. Because the teachers didn't care. Like I kid you not, it was pretty bad. It wasn't the best school at all. It's not the best school at all. It's pretty bad. My senior year, I had 3 PE classes. So after lunch, I legit just did nothing. I just slept in the boys' locker room because this is just, you know, that was my high school education. It was really bad. But everything changed. I said when I got to college, because it was like, holy shit. Sorry for my language. They expect stuff out of you. They want you to be at this certain level, and my high school didn't prepare me for that. So it was like, it was intimidating. It was very intimidating to show up in day one. All right, guys, this is what we're doing. There was no introduction. Like the first couple minutes of class, there was, you know, I'm your professor. This is the syllabus. This is what we're going over. But as soon as we got to class, start taking notes, start lecturing. You have an assignment due next class period, and you got to read 50 pages in the next 2 days, and you know you're taking multiple classes. So it's really intimidating. And like you said, if that's not for you, that's not for you. That's perfectly okay. But it was for me. I said that's what I love to do. That's my thing. I joined a group on campus. So is anyone thinking about going to college? 2-year, 4-year? Yeah. Do you guys have an idea what you guys want to major in? Or you guys kind of decided, what do you want to major in?
Primary education.
Okay, there we go. What about you, sir? Yeah. Well? Oh, yeah. All right, cool. Fancy. What about you?
Psychology.
Okay. Well, social sciences. Okay. Cool. I took would you say psychology? That's different from sociology, right? I think. I'm not too sure. Okay. But anyway, no, that's cool. That's the thing. I'm glad you guys are thinking about it. I'm biased, to be completely honest. If I could get all you guys to go to college, that'd be awesome, just because I think it's so awesome. But again, it's not for you, it's totally fine. But one thing I wanted to, how big are you guys' high schools, if you don't mind me asking? Small? What's the average graduating class? 20, 50? 100? 60? See, mine was like 23, so that's pretty damn big, you know? Okay. So yeah, mine was really small. And that was a deterrent too, because you know when I think of college, I think, oh my gosh, you know, there's a room of 400 kids, and you know you don't really get any time to speak with professors or ask questions because everything's just going so fast. And depending on where you go, that's the case. So I don't want to. This isn't supposed to be a talk where I'm trying to get you to go to college or get you to do what I'm doing. This is just in case, like you said, if you are interested in going, just my little perspective on it. I go to SSU, Sonoma State, up in Runner Park, and the average class sizes are about 34. So it's pretty small. It was like my high school. There was one class my freshman year where it was about 250 students, but it wasn't that bad. It was totally doable. So I don't want you to think that college is this big bad place where you're thrown in and you're expected to sink or swim on your own. There are services, there's groups that you could join on campus. The one that I joined is called EOP, Education Opportunity Program, and it's for low-income minority students who are first-time college students. So I just don't want you guys to look at college as this abyss that once you get there, you're just completely by yourself. You know, you're on your own, no one cares about you. The professors don't care about you. They just show up, they lecture, then they leave, and that's it. You know what I mean? High school, I felt like that's how it was. I felt high school teachers just create worksheets, pass the worksheets out, go sit down, and then do whatever teachers do. You know what I mean? Like they didn't really care about whether you understood the topic or not. In college, that's not the case. In college, these professors not only went to college, but then got their PhDs, which is like another 4 years of schooling to do what they do. So they want to do it. This is their passion. So they do care about your education. They do want you to succeed. They do want you to do good. But the difference is they're not going to walk. They're not your mom or dad. All right, hey, Thomas, you need to go home and study and do this homework and get it turned in so you're ready for next class. They don't baby you. That you're an adult, you're 18 or older, you show up. If you have questions, you need to ask. You need to go to office hours. You need to really take the initiative and the responsibility on yourself to really get that education and really kind of make time for it. And one thing I want to say for sure is that, like I said, I'm not trying to brag or boast. I don't like bringing attention to myself. But my little thing, hopefully this helps you, is college I feel like is easy. It's kind of weird, right? College is easy. Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like the hardest part is time management. The hardest thing to do is manage your time. This is just what I believe. I believe if you show up and you just show up. You show up, do the work, and turn it in. I feel like you should get C's. C's minimum. You know, if you just show up, do the work, C's. If you show up, put a little bit of effort in, read the pages a little bit, actually try. Think about this. Think about the concept or whatever it is you're doing. You'll get a B. And if you put more effort into it, and really spend the time trying to dive deep. Okay, why does this work? Why does this? For me, it's proofs. It's kind of funny. Does anybody take algebra or calculus in high school? Okay, a little bit. Okay. My homework. So your final answers are like algebraic equations, right? You're moving through numbers, right? And then you circle your final answer. Like, oh, this is the answer: 3x squared, or x is equal to 5, or something, right? My answers are legit paragraphs of words. It's not even math anymore. It's ridiculous because you're using theorems and you're using logic to build an argument. One maybe when you first get to class or in intro is an even number is defined by 2 times an integer. And an integer is just any whole number, 1, 2, -1, -2. And it says, okay, if that's true, then prove that 2n plus 5 is always even. And you're just like, how do I do that, right? And it's crazy, but again, if you're confused, if you don't understand it, you have to take the responsibility to first sit down and don't give up and be like, oh, this is stupid. This ain't even math anymore. Like, what the heck's even going on? Again, be an adult and just like, okay, let me think about it for an hour or two, right? And sometimes I'll spend legit all day from noon, because I'm a gamer, I play video games, I wake up like at 8, I game till like noon, that's my schedule. Because I know from noon on, I'm doing homework or I'm studying. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give myself the morning of the day to goof off and be, a kid, and then, okay, let's get serious and really study. But I'll spend all day, and I'll get like, if I'm lucky, 2 problems done, because it's so time consuming. And I'm not trying to scare you guys, but it's time management. I know that because of my learning disability, because school is just harder for me, I'm gonna have to spend twice as long doing the homework or doing whatever it is I'm doing. So back to what I was saying about time management. I think that, again, like I said, to show up, do the minimum C's, put in some more work, get a B, put in even more work, you could get an Time management. College is fun. It's this cool experience. You're off on your own adult. Like I said, my grandma did a good chunk of raising me, so she kind of, I'm not saying this to be mean, but she pokes her nose into my life a lot, which is a good thing. She'll check in and say, hey, I don't like what you're doing here. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing this, that, and the other, which is good because she has my back. But for the most part, I could ignore her if I want to. It's my life. I'm 22 years old now. I don't have to do what she says. I live over there in the apartment. I don't have no, other than the utmost respect I have for her, I have no other obligation to listen to what she says now. I'm grown. I'm independent for the most part. She still pays my car payment and all that kind of stuff, but that's okay. That's not the point. But I'm an adult now. If I want to, and I don't, I don't really drink and party and stuff. I'm a weenie. I like apple juice. Like, I can't do alcohol. It's gross. But so I never really had the party aspect. In high school I really didn't go out and do stuff. For one, because my grandma said no, and shut it down. So there was no there was no debating it. Her word was law. You said don't act this way, you just didn't act this way. But when you're in college, you can do whatever you want. If you want to go out and drinking with your friends, if you want to go out and smoke on a school night, you can. You can do it as long as you're 21. Maybe 21 to do that. Don't do that if you're not 21. But you're an adult. You have full control over whatever it is that you want to do. But time management. Your homework has a due date. It's due next week at 5. That party is going to happen again next week. You're not going to miss it. Those same people getting drunk and having a good time, or doing whatever it is, maybe go bowling if that's your thing, or playing laser tag, or I live 30 minutes away from, about an hour away from San Francisco. They're going to Chinatown, or Japantown, I really want to go and just chill and just goof off and just have a good time with friends. They're gonna go again next week, it's fine. But your homework has a due date, responsibilities, time management. Okay, you know what? How about this? Let's plan to go to Japantown or to go to SF next week. So that's gonna be my reward if I get all my work done. If I get all my homework done, if I've caught up on my reading, if I'm comfortable on my understanding of the classes, then I'm going to reward myself with going to SF, going to Bodega Bay, doing whatever it is you want to do for fun, So I feel like we said, college is easy. It's not that bad. The work is tougher. There's a lot more reading, but it's just time management. If you're good at time management, if you're good at sitting yourself down, being honest with you, how many times, and there's days I've done, I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect. There's times where I quote unquote studied from noon to 8. No, I said I'm gonna. I opened up my book. Did I read it? Kind of. I read a page or two, and then I might have played some Fortnite or PUBG. Might have went out, and I come up with excuses. I say, wait a minute. It's noon. It's lunch. I can't start now. I have to go eat. I need food. So then I go have lunch, for an hour, come back at 1:30. Okay, cool. So I do maybe homework for about another 1:30, till 3. Then I'm like, well, it's almost dinner. And my girlfriend's cooking. I should probably help her. So let me go help. So so from 1:30 to 2:33, that's in 2 hours. I've actually done stuff, right? But in my head, wait a minute, it's almost 5. I've actually been busy for 5 hours. So you really have to be honest with yourself. Did I really put in enough studying? Did I really give it an effort today? And if you didn't, that's okay. It's like, oh crap. It's like, it's 8 o'clock at night. I want to be done. My cousin's gay or gonna be our Angel online playing Xbox. I'm gonna go play Xbox. I'm done for the day. And that's okay. Did I get what I needed to get done? No. Should I have? Yes. But it's okay. You make mistakes. It's hard to stick to a rigid schedule. Sometimes, so this whole time management thing, if you can't stick with it 100%, that's fine. If you slip up sometimes, that's fine. If you go out with your friends and goof off when you should have been studying, that's fine. It's okay to make those mistakes. Don't do it all the time because you start getting behind real quick. But if you do, every now and then, it's fine. But yeah, so trying to think of anything else. Does anyone have any questions? I guess maybe ask some questions if you guys are curious on school or anything. Any questions?
Do you know your projected salary for the field you're in when you get your degree?
Yeah, I looked it up. Like I said, I'm double majoring. I'll be done next year. But I said I'm going to go to grad school, and that's like another 4 years or so. So I'll be like 28, 29 when I'm done with school, which is kind of scary. It's like, holy smokes, man! Like, a good chunk of my life, I haven't even started working yet. I'm just still in school. But I looked it up. I want to be a professor. I want to teach math because I feel like so many people don't like it. Raise your hand if you like math. Oh, heck yeah. Oh my goodness, my heart's happy. Stop it. Raise your hand if you hate math. I think there's more hands in the air. Okay. Oh, 2 hands. Dude, come on now, bud. Okay, yeah, see, people just don't like it. People are like, you know, for the most part, they're right. I'll get your question, my bad. But yeah, they don't, math isn't this cool thing. It's this numbers, it's this nasty, find X. It's like, it's right there. X is right there. What do you mean find it? It's right in front of you. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, it's not nice sometimes. But I'd like to teach it in a way that makes it fun, makes you understand it. Because without math, we wouldn't have our phones, we wouldn't have buildings, we wouldn't have classes. Nothing would exist without math. Obviously other things too, but without math, nothing. You need to be able to calculate how much it costs to make the cloths, the diameter of the circle, how much it weighs. You know, there's just so many things you need to take into account. But to get back to your question, I looked it up, and big if I teach at Stanford, they make $196,000 a year, and I think that's like top. That's like you've been there already like 30 years or something. You know what I mean? That's $16,000 a month. $16,000 a month. How do you spend $16,000? You know what I mean? I'm like, that's what I'm shooting for, because that'd be awesome. And like I said, you know, that'd be just amazing to have that much money. Money isn't everything. I said I'm a humble person. My whole thing was I'm the oldest of 6, so if I could get that job, you know, I could help pay for my siblings' school. I could start saving for their retirement, for their needs, if they need anything, if anyone falls on hard times, on that safety net. Hey, yeah, you know, if you need. My little brother, his name's Michael. I call him Guntro. He's a ding dong. You know, I don't know. He gets a credit card when he's older, right? So he charges up stuff. Hey, Thomas, you see, I didn't know they charged interest. I thought you just use your credit card and you just pay it back whenever you want to. You know, no. They charge interest, son. Yeah. So then you know, help them out a little bit. So, but yeah, I looked it up, and that's another thing. Again, I'm not hating on if you don't have a degree. That's totally fine. Statistically, I think with the high school diploma, I'm not. This isn't like 100% accurate. I haven't looked it up, but this is kind of the idea. Say without a high school diploma, you make. I'm just again throwing out numbers. You can look it up. Without a high school diploma, say you make $20,000 a year. With a high school diploma, you make say 35. With a bachelor's, you make say 50. And then with a master's, say you make 75. And with a PhD, you make 100,000. So just keep that in mind. And that's not that the way I'm looking at it is that's just with education. That's just with anything. That's not saying you have that degree. That's if you want to go to a trade school. And my cousin, if you want to be a mechanic, that just puts you not your value as a person, but the value as a worker goes up. You know what I mean? My dad works for Caltrans, and he didn't go to school. And there was a position open, and he has the on-job experience. He has like 14 plus years. He's more than qualified to do the job, but they want somebody with a master's degree. So he didn't get it. And it was a decent pay rate, increase in pay, so he would have made some decent money. But because he didn't have that degree, they wouldn't let him apply for it. And I feel like it's kind of crappy that our society focuses on that. You know what I mean? If you don't have this degree, you're seen as less than, or if you don't have this degree, we kind of just bypass you. Because if I'm an employer, I would want somebody who has 14 years experience than someone who just has book learning. You know what I mean? Oh, what were we talking about? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you have on-the-job experience, you know this job, and you're gonna hire somebody fresh out of school who's never done the job before, but thinks they do in their head. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. It's like, but that paper makes up for it though? That paper somehow encompasses 14 years of on-the-job experience? That's not right. That just makes no sense. But you know, depending on what you want to do, that's just the way the world functions. That's just kind of how it is. People, you know, instead if I wanted to be a marine biologist, you know what I mean, and I don't have any type of education at all, you know, I want to be a marine biologist. They're going to look at me like, no, I'm sorry. They're like, no, you can't do that, but I want to. That's what I really want to do. Well, I'm sorry you want to do that, but you don't have the school. You don't have this education. So I'll wrap it up. I only got 2 more minutes, but main point is that college is not as scary as it may seem. There are safety nets, there's clubs you could join, there's activities to do, you'll make awesome friends. One of the main fears that, one of the reasons why I went kind of far away from home is because just to meet new people. There's so many people other than your family on the res, your cousins on the res, your friends in town. But I always think, not go hella far. If I like California, stay in California. But go somewhere where you're not familiar. You'll meet other people. You'll meet some cool. It was the craziest thing. In my high school, there's one black person in the whole school, and then they left for some reason. And then as soon as I got to SSU, it's predominantly white. There's a lot of white people. Not gonna lie. It's kind of funny. The brochure has like black people and brown people like acting like they're friends, and then you show up and you're like, this is not as advertised. There's no brown people. This is okay. It's not. But you'll meet different type of white people. You'll meet cool white people. You'll meet different types. I'll end it here. I did not know that. I'm from Colusa. Everyone back home, and even when I was coming up here, I saw a couple trucks with the American flag in the back of their car. I'm not stigmatizing. I'm just saying they might have voted for Trump. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. It's just my hunch. But where I grew up, a lot of them are Republicans, conservatives, and they're just dusty white people sometimes with their cowboy boots and their trucks and everything. That's fine. I'm not judging. I'm just pointing out this is just what I see. And as soon as I got to SSU, I'm like, white people evolved. Holy, they got Mustangs, they got Chargers, they got Audis. I said, what the heck is going on over here? This is not the white people I grew up with. So they were cool. They were nice. They were cool white people. You'll meet some assholes. You'll meet, there's jerks who are brown, black. There's just everybody. You can't judge book by its cover. But if I could convince you to go to school, I wish I could. But school's not that scary. Just budget your time, believe in yourself, and you could achieve anything you want to achieve. Thank you.
Gratitude. Well, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. I just kept calculating in my head, what's 10% of $196,000? $19,600 he could